Alright, so I'm watching this video. I'm 40 seconds in of 6 minutes. And just a little pre pre-frame of what this is. Following your dream is not always easy. It's actually hard as fuck because you're doing something that you've never done before. It is clear to you why you're doing it. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to mute that just while I'm doing this. It's clear to you why you're doing it. It's a fulfilling path that allows you to grow, and you can feel the growth, and you can see that you're growing places, and you can see that you are different compared to what you were before. And many people will never understand that. They will never take the accountability of their life in that way to lead in that way. Now, here's the thing: when you're doing new things, things that you have not done before, it is the experience of doing that that is the value of itself. Another piece of context to this video, and bro, I'm making this for you, but I think it's also applicable to a lot of other people. You're doing a 100-day challenge. So going through 100 days of constant action effort is by miles more than most people do. They will never commit themselves to something like that. Just 15 days alone. This is day 15. 15 days of that kind of commitment is more than the majority of people are ever going to be willing to use on themselves or spend on themselves or put into themselves, invest in themselves. So for that alone, I think that you are admirable. Like, people need to see that this actually requires effort. The fact that you are now sharing a low point like this in a country that is not yours, without money, and sharing your feelings about how you feel and stuff, the real side of the situation, not just the glorified Instagram moments where we're sitting around a campfire or sitting on a mountaintop or meeting new people or seeing new locations, whatever it is, but the realness of it when reality sets in. Because the reality is that we all need money to survive. In this video, I will try to really share what I see that you can do based on what I see you share in this video. This is why it's so important to have people who have walked the path before you, so that you see that, all right, I remember when I was there, what I had to do was this. And if you trust that person, if you trust that authority, if you see that person from a place of experience and, having gone that talk before, having walked that talk, having gone that path, instead of someone who read a book trying to now tell you what they wrote or read, even though they have never implemented it, that kind of thing. Because this right here, what I see is a chapter change. It is a transcending moment. It is one of those frequency shifts. And just before the sun comes out, it's always going to be darkest. This has been the truth and law forever. There are a few things already that I've seen that I will share with you. And because of that, I think that this is a very good. This is why you're doing the 100 challenge. It is to share your story so that other people can see it, and those people who have seen it before can come in to share their opinions. I actually have a little feeling about why you're feeling like this right now, because I've been paying attention to where you've gone. So before we go into that, let's just hear this story out, and then I will basically live comment along the way. Hopefully that's going to be of value to you.
But I really much want to just be able to create of what's needed to happen, all of this, because when I have my housing safe, I don't need to worry about getting like that sort of stuff. I can have time and space for my creations. Seems like a good idea for me. Maybe I should just try to collect that money for myself, just to have just to have like 2 months with food and housing. Then I'm like, what am I even doing? Just feel a bit lost right now. Just feel a bit lost. And I really want to be free. Maybe I'm just not fit for this life. The path of plant medicine. Doing all this, maybe I'm not meant for this.
It's like one of the most common things that you can expect from people walking their truth. People finding their path. Especially when it's one of these plant medicine path, because without assuming anything, there are always going to be people who have something negative to say about your path. There is always going to be people with paperwork, certifications, and what they deem in their mind to be a stronger experience than the one you have. We all have different realities. That's just a fact of it. And people don't really honor that in other people. They don't see that everyone has their own individual experience and path. And because of that, they will have a radically different reality than what you have. Like, you feel and think differently in situations than others do. That's just how it is. Allowing those inputs to affect you, that's another thing. Do not let anyone tell you how you should live your life. Because the doubt that you feel, it comes from you not being 100% in flow, which is understandable because you are now trying to fight for your survival, which makes everything else irrelevant. And it makes you question the overall goal as to why you're trying to do something like this in the first place. So just know that the fact that you're on the path and feeling this, the fact that you are in this situation right now, is one of those, the strongest motivators that you can find ever. Because that emotion is going to push you to do things that you didn't do before. You're going to see something and you're going to take action instead of to see something and think, cool. Because you have to. I mean, if you don't, you die. This is the power of the why. Why are you doing anything? If you're trying to survive, you're capable of doing things that you never even considered. And I hope that by the end of this video, I will have practical things that you can try to get you out of the situation right now.
Maybe I should just go and work at the movie theater or whatever. I think I will just reach a suicidal state, to be honest. If I do all of that, I don't think, like, I hope not, but like, we will see. Maybe I should just go out again on my own, living outside without money and food again. I don't know. So this is a bit of a challenge for me today. Just gotta figure out how to do all of this. And I have this idea of just giving all of myself to the world in some way, and that this will help me as well. Because, for example, when I give myself to the world, there's people who has like a lot of views, and they can see my story. And it's a bit like-minded people who are interested in what I'm doing, basically. And then just give these people all of myself, as I do now. This is really the reality as well. Sometimes life is challenging for me. It's not always just happiness and stuff like that. Sometimes I just gotta go down, real down, just get this done somehow. Watch you know it before. Maybe I should just go back to Norway and be fucking miserable. cannot.
This dude has experienced happiness on a level that most people cannot comprehend. To hear him say, maybe I should just go back to Norway and be miserable. See, to have that as an alternative. This is not working out. I'm not as free as I should be. Maybe I should just go back to be miserable. That stings the heart, bro. But I am a very, very, very optimistic person of nature. So I believe that we will still find a solution to this.
It's tobacco, mapacho. Well, see you later. Hopefully, day 16 is even more beautiful than these days. Such a good day. I learned so much, I evolved so much today, to be honest. I did. So thank you for this experience.
All right. So a few of the things that I've seen, a few things that I wanted to bring up is one, your story. Your story is important. It's important for you. It's important for you because you had the experiences and the insights that came from your story. It has no meaning for other people. I know, that sounds weird. This is one of those things that really has a major potential of changing everything of how we see all of this. Your story means shit to other people, mostly. You have the people that are there who see you for who you are based on your story. That's one thing. But your story will never hold value to other people if it's not wrapped in a box that fits them. I'm going to pause every time I say something that might shift a little bit of mindset around this. I will pause just to let that sink in. Just like to write that down, because people don't give a shit about you. People rarely give a shit about other people. That's the problem with the world today. But if you can give them something for them, something that they can benefit from, that's where the trick is. That's how you become truly a free person in this world. If you want to create an income stream that is going to set you free, you have to give something. There has to be an energy exchange. And people, they need something specific for that energy exchange. They need to see that there's something that they're going to get for the exchange. And I'm saying energy exchange a lot because you are giving something and you're compensated for that thing. And that might just as well be money. Money is an energy. Money is what follows your value. We have a meeting very soon. Sorry. Money is what follows the value. It is the symbol of success. It is not success. It is an energy that keeps us afloat because we are very material in this world, and that's why we all have a meaning and association around money. Some people see money as evil. Some people see money as a tool. Some people see money as the blood and oxygen of life. Money changes in the eyes of every person. And you can see that some people have a fuck ton of money and they don't really care. For other people, $100 is life-changing. I had this experiment yesterday where I just saw what happens if you donate 1,000 Robux in Roblox to a person. Now that would be about $1, maybe. I'm not sure about the conversion. That's not important. The thing is, a lot of people went into that and say, give me Roblox. Or give me Robux. Please donate to me. Donate to me, please. I want Robux. Give me Robux. I was like, that is so interesting. Because here they are, expecting to just have something given to them without giving anything in return. But all of this is about a give and take relationship. All of this is about us giving something in order for us to get something, in order for us to be able to give more, to be honest. Like if you're creating something online, and I'm talking about now specifically about legacy forgers who are giving something back to the world. It could be knowledge, it could be a thing, it could be jewelry, it could be anything of value that you put into the world. When you do that, you have to be very specific about what you are giving in. So why would I buy a box that said the story of Stian? It would be different if I saw a box that was How to Become a Shaman by Stian the Medicine Man. If you have something, and I'm not saying don't become a shaman online. Don't become one of those people who are like, I'm going to teach you how to become a shaman because I've been doing that for 4 months. It's not about that. It's just to paint the experience, to paint the picture. You have to give something that you know. Every person on earth has something they know, something they are good at, something they have done a lot of times, something they have overcome, something that is just more advanced on that journey of the thing than others. That's where your story comes in. People know your story, but your story is not valuable. They know your story as a token of authenticity, of a person who has walked the talk, a real human being who are going through this world trying to give back. Right? That experience alone offers a whole bunch of fucking insight that a lot of people will never be able to have without the experience or the first-hand recollection of someone else who had the experience, so that it can help other people on their journey. This is why it's important to see that it's one mountain, but there are limitless paths up that mountain. And when you go up the mountain, you can have people who have gone further on the path who can say that you should not go there because there is something hiding in that bush. Or if you go there, there's a dead end. Or the fucking road is going to collapse if you go that way. Everyone has their journey, but everyone has their own unique journey. Even though the top of the mountain is more or less the same for everyone. We have these milestones up to the top of the mountain. And hopefully there's no top. Hopefully there's no summit. Hopefully it's always going to be like behind the clouded covers, and then when you come up there, oh shit, there's another level to this. And you just continue to grow because that's the journey. The only ones who will never grow is the people running around the mountain telling everyone at the bottom to not start because it's impossible. You're walking the talk. So, to bring this into how you can solve your issue right now in that situation. First of all, you know how to travel to Peru. You know how to pack up your life. Quit your job, make the arrangements, sell your shit, move out of the apartment, book the flight, make the travel, enter the country, find a residence, live with people, find a phone, survive. You know the transition. So a box that could be of value to someone is how to start your plant medicine journey of relocating to Peru, of moving to a different country where you're going to teach and learn from the people who are doing these things. Here is a box, a course, a program, whatever it is. I'm charging X amount of money for this. So when you are when you're paying me, I'm helping you and you're helping me. We're allowing the world to go around because everything is a consumption item. Everything is a product. Everything is a service. Everything is money today. It depends on how you see money. Don't expect money to just come into your lap for nothing. Expect people to pay for what they want if it serves them. And that's it. Just give the value in the context that they understand. And just to really paint the picture here, first of all, it's the transition. It's a journey to Peru that you can put into a program where you go in and see it as a book. The goal here is for them to be in Peru and be under training or whatever, living in Peru, doing what you are doing, learning about this thing, so that you can become a shaman down the line. So the whole goal is to become a shaman taught by the people who are actually doing their thing, not by some course taker in Norway, right? That's one thing. That's the whole goal. Now, to get to that goal, there are different steps that they have to take. The first step could be just making the decision. The first step of everything is always just to come to the realization, to the actual, yes, I'm going to do this. That action, to make the action, to take the leap. So the first thing is always going to be mindset, almost exclusively. Then it's the steps to get there. So the first thing then after, let's say module 2, would be to how to make the arrangements for the move. And then module 3, now that you've moved, how do you make the travel, the arrangements, the journey down to the country? Module 4, how to get integrated. What do you need? What you don't need? What should you be aware of? All these things. Do you see where I'm going with this? There are steps and chapters. If you can package that up, be that a YouTube playlist, be that a Google Doc with a whole bunch of step-by-step blueprints and checkboxes, be that worksheets, be that a course, be that weekly calls in a group, be that weekly calls one-on-one, and there's a price range, because a group, you have time and energy to do 10 at a time. With one-on-one, you're spending the same amount of time, same amount of energy, but to one person. More individual, more custom, more directly to the person who is needing of your knowledge and experience. In those cases, it is common practice to charge more. So you can take 500 euros, for instance, for a 3-month program that is going to take them from Norway or whatever country into Amazon to learn how to become a shaman in a group. The other one, or just recorded videos, it could be completely free if you wanted to. So you can have weekly group settings, or you can have a pre-recorded video thing where you're not even part of it because you know that every single piece of information in there is going to get them to the goal. You can sell that for $100 and you don't have to think about it anymore. Now, it doesn't take a lot of people. Take 1,000 people to buy that $100 product to make 1,000,000 crowns. And there are a lot of people online. You just need to find the people who needs that thing that is going to benefit them. And you do that by hanging around with the people you hang out with. You already have the people who are like-minded. Some people want to become a shaman. Some people want to pay you in order to become a shaman, to start that journey. You're not selling the end product, you're selling the goal to get started. Right? You're getting them into the path. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You're not promising that they're going to change their entire life. You can help them go from A to B. You don't have to help them go from A to Z. So don't overcomplicate it. And if you are helping people one-on-one, depends on how far you're going to go and who are you going to help. If you're helping a person who are currently on NAV or social aid, and they only have 2,000 euros per month and maybe 500 euros after everything has been paid, and they might have 100 euros per month in a budget where they can spend whatever they want, then a 49 euro course could be of value to them, and they would be actually willing to invest that, even though for them it's a relatively huge investment. You have to think about where they are. If you were helping a multimillionaire who all of a sudden figured out he's going to become a shaman, but he's making like 200,000 crowns every month, or 200,000 euros every month, doesn't matter. That person is able to pay more than the other person. So a 6,000 euro 3-month program one-on-one might not be that big of an investment, but where you see yourself value, where you and your frequency is at, is what basically dictates the entire thing. You have to see that you are worth it. You have to see that you are capable. You have to believe that it's possible. You have to go in and actually do the effort to make it happen. You have to talk the talk, walk the walk. For that to happen, and this is also a thing, you are on a journey, right? So on that journey, you're going to speak to a lot of people. At some point, you're going to see that you are not at the beginning anymore. And you're going to start to reinvent your language. And your language has to speak from the resonance and the frequency where you are at right now. That frequency will resonate with other people than it did in the beginning. If I'm talking about how to live a limitless life, how to create creativity and like create in the world and impact the world and become fulfilled by what you do and have epic experiences and to just invest your money, reinvest your money, and how to multiply your money, and scale and the balance of life and work and team building and all these things, the systems of automations and different things to achieve the freedom that you really want. That's going to be foreign to the people just starting. That is interesting to the people who are there at that frequency. If I continue to talk about my story of how I started, I will never be able to resonate with the people who are now at that level, because they will never see that. They will never hear that I'm at that level, because I'm always constantly talking about the problems right now and where I came from. My story. There won't be like this is what happened, this is what I did, and this is the result. It's always going to be like, this is what happened. And you're stuck. You need to take that story and take it out. Where are you right now? You're sitting in Peru. You're sitting in 𝐓𝐡𝐞. You're sitting there living a life where you're training to become a shaman. Realize that that is pretty epic in the eyes of a lot of people. And there is some value that unites you. This is why I'm always talking about community building. When you're building a community, you're building a group of like-minded people who are all sharing one value. And you can do that for anything. It doesn't matter if you're advanced or just beginning or whatever. It's a monthly recurring thing if you do it right, which is also going to set you free to do whatever you want. But they are all focused on one trait, one value, one thing that they are resonating with, one thing that they believe. Why do you think Christianity is so huge? They all have this one thing that they all see and believe, and that's why they can speak the same language to each other, and that feels cathartic sometimes because people are actually seeing and hearing you. If that thing is based in you, if that thing is based on the things that you do, the things that you want to do, the things that you want to create, it speaks to a certain type of person. So let's take legacy forgers as an example. A legacy forger is someone who thinks limitless about the possibilities in the world, who are focused on making action to create an impact that is going to elevate other people through the lens of love, who are staying accountable for their own actions, who are conscious about their reactions, who are creating their actions and their dreams and their visions by consciously focusing on doing the things that is necessary to get there. It is a special kind of mindset. It is going to repel a lot of people because it demands work. But if you are communicating that trait, then people who have that same thing is going to feel you more than they're going to hear you. They're going to feel your frequency. And that's when energy attracts more of the same. Because then you're starting to attract people from all over the spectrum. And when your people see you, they are your people. What happens there is beyond what I can explain with words. And you know this because you've been part of this. You can create the exact same thing by not focusing on you and your story, but what you can provide to another person. What is in it for them. And then keep it stupid simple. You know, some of you, and I'm not talking to more than one here, have been in this group, this community, and it started very, very simple. It's just simply identifying a mushroom. That's it. So keep it stupid simple. It's about that. It's about identifying and using one specific thing, the magic mushroom. If it was not if it was not relevant to that topic, it rarely gets into the group because that is what the topic is about. It's about that thing and what could come from that thing. Do not overcomplicate it. When you have it stupid simple, you don't need a whole bunch of steps in order to make it happen. You just focus on that thing. And everything that you need in order to make it bigger or reach a goal or whatever is just going to become apparent because it makes sense. If I'm going to have an online community, then it makes sense for me to have a platform to host it on. So I have to think about, should I do it on Facebook, Discord, Patreon, YouTube, Spotify, where would I want to put this? After that, I have to figure out, how do I get people into this? So again, what's in it for them? Why should they? Think about that, package it up, be clear and specific about what it is, and they will find it. Then when people like you because they are buying the person, not the product, always. They are resonating with you, even though you are one of 1,000 shamans in the same area. They will resonate with the person. So if you are resonating with them, it doesn't matter. You don't have to compete with other people. You're just simply being yourself. If you vibe with them, they will vibe with you. Then there's the whole no strings attached reciprocity, energy attractions, or any energy exchanged. When you are giving something, you are getting something. It doesn't have to be about money in the beginning. To get people to find you, to get people to get interested in you, provide something of value that is going to allow them to see that you are a person that they can trust. So, back to the other community again, I created a field guide. I have charged for it. I have given it away for free. When I charged for it, lots of people loved it. They gave feedback on it. They paid and they enjoyed it. When I gave it for free, it was just a fucking valuable thing to give for free. And people knew that this had been sold. So if I can provide a whole bunch of value for free and then give that gift to people, then people are going to feel like, oh my God, I got that gift. I love that. Thank you for that gift. Now, if that gift actually gave them a whole bunch of value and they know your story, then they will be more likely to help you out in an energy exchange, mostly about money. Most often about money, because it's the love as well. Because if you really see a person and you want to help a person, it's about love. It's about helping and elevating another human being, right? But you need to figure out what you want to give to people so that they can get into your your thing, the one thing that you want to create, your movement. And the sooner you start to think about how you're going to host this movement, it is going to be a hard road. It all depends on how many people are you talking to each day. How often are you going to go out there and get people consciously to get in? How often are you selling yourself? These are things that people don't talk about because it's a taboo to sell yourself. Well, in this world, you kind of have to if you want to have that freedom. The only thing that has changed since we were in caves is the fact that we're now able to do that online. But most people see this online thing as just a thing that happens kind of separate to life. Well, it has become part of our life. It is something that will never go away. This video is going to be online forever. It makes sense then to try to make it as valuable for the people seeing it as humanly possible. So when you're talking, be that online or offline, just have something that you can give people so that they can get value. And in that case, it's just easier to use the tools that we have online. If you go to docs.new, or is it new.docs? I'm not sure. Google Docs, a new document, online, and you just fill in what you want. Fill in what you have to give. Specifically into one category, because this is something that everyone is going to figure out. If you're selling something that nobody knows what is, nobody's going to buy. But if you have something that is specific so that they can see right away, this is something that I need based on my situation, because of course you're going to have to think about who do you want to sell to, who is that person, what do they need. If they see what it is, they're going to get it. So you have to create something that is of value to where they are in their journey. And the more you can visualize, the more you can really go in and create that person, to see that person. And oftentimes, just to not overcomplicate this, is simply you before you found this solution. When you are still in Norway, working at your normal job, without having an idea about this at all, what would you need in order to get to where you are? To make that journey faster? To make it more specific, more step by step? What would be required for you to just shorten the time by a 10%? Like, let's say that it took 10% of the total time that you've been on this journey, just because you put it down in a easy to follow step-by-step process, or help someone do that. We always have to think about the fact that people are lazy today. They want things like that. So if you can shorten the time span, or if you can help them get something faster, they're going to do it. The shorter, the better. 30 days to relocate from Norway to Peru. I don't know. But people are lazy. So just start thinking about who you're helping, what you're helping them with. where, how. Ask these questions. You have a whole fuck ton of value, bro. I can lead you to water. I cannot force you to drink. See, we have to have these experiences, and this experience is fucking valuable because you're now feeling the thing that is going to motivate you to do the thing that you need to do in order to achieve whatever you want to achieve. It's what sets you apart from everyone else who's not on the journey. You're climbing the mountain. You're not running around saying it's not possible. Yeah, sure, there might be doubt. You're now thinking that maybe this is not for me. Those will come. It happens all the time because you're doing something that most people are not doing. You should take pride in that instead of feeling like you're beaten. You know, this is also something that has been said since the time began. The ones who succeed is not the ones who just... No. Everyone falls down. The ones who succeed is the ones who get up. And then fall down. And gets up again. And continue to get up. And don't give up. It makes sense. And for each and every one of those moments, you're going to be stronger by the end of it. You're going to see things clearly. You're going to see things more different and more logical. Because at the end of the day, when emotions like this goes away, you're able to see reality extremely black and white, logical. If you do this, then that. If you don't do this, then don't that. Right? It's about energy. Be it high, be it low. It's a choice. So get back to your energy, bro. You know that you have a tribe behind you, but you have to do the work. We can never expect anyone else to do the work for us. We can be led to water, and then we have to implement the action that is going to allow us to go to the level that we want to. So give something that other people will have value from. And then, what is that worth? The price you put on things directly reflects the value that you hold in yourself. You cannot escape money. No matter how enlightened you are, money is always going to be the thing that runs this world in some way or fashion. It's the energy exchange. Who knows, at some point we will be lucky enough to have love and gratitude being the things that we are rewarded for, because everything else is taken care of. Until that point, we need to follow the rules of the current reality that we're in, and that money is... cash is king, they say. So change your way around money. You are worth more than you can possibly imagine, but you have to see that yourself. You have to believe that. And that's why Legacy Forge and all these things became so simple, because it started as a company, the FML project. It evolved into theseppola.com, the personal brand. It became the Legacy Forge with Legacy Forgers, which is a movement which I am just a part of, which makes it a lot easier to just say you should join the Legacy Forge because you're a Legacy Forger. It sells itself. These are things that is going to come for you automatically when you're just on this journey. You're going to see that things are making sense, and for you to be in your fullest authentic energy, you just do things that feels really authentic and genuine to you. Your truest, highest self. The ones that feels more high vibing on that frequency. And you intuitively feel it. Like, I can pretty much guarantee that there are things that most people are putting off because they know they should do it, but for some reason they don't. But they know that there are things that they should do. And unless they face that and do the thing, they're going to be stuck in the same situation. That's just how it is. I have faith in you, and you are now on day 15. So I know that you're going to succeed because you have the people behind you who want you to succeed. And there are like no way of not succeeding if you have that support system and that mindset, and you are creating, consciously going around there, trying to make the world a better place. Love you, bro. Have a fantastic day.